was an emotion that was supposed to be triggered with that video, I definitely felt it. So
yeah.
That was a true reaction.
Yes. Well, and the next one is going to be, I don't know. We'll see how you take it, but this actually is a lyrical video. So this is just lyrics with the music. So it'd probably be one way you can actually know what he's singing, because I know you sometimes have a hard time understanding him. So it does the lyrics. It is pretty quick. It's called SiNS. So there is kind of a little bit of that, you know, religious undertone or spirituality.
So race for this one, Bonnie.
Yeah, you can do your little
pearls.
your little thing. I don't know. I wasn't Catholic, so I know there's a certain order or whatever, but all right, you ready?
Roll that tape.
Okay, that was just a spell that was cast, and now I'm just joking.
No, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Now you done put some hoodoo on me.
I know it has that vibe to it, but it's actually it's Welsh. It's it's part of his ancestry language. And so basically it's kind of like to me, I feel like it's almost kind of like what would have been said on your stone. Like, because the last statement is something about laying you to rest, or like, so I think it's something along those lines.
Well, I would like to have our subscribers put in there, all of our subscribers, that if you understand Welsh, you have been so great helping us understand some of these videos. And, you know, I'm a disco queen, and Ren's taking me in a whole nother direction. So please give us some feedback on this video, SiNS, because, yeah, I don't speak Welsh.
No, it's I think it was a really great choice. Because it does, like, when you're not familiar with a language, you oftentimes will like equate it, I think, to, like, I don't know, demons or some
There's
sort of.
There's a whole coffin on there. Isn't that a gravestone?
Yeah, but that's because part of the words is about like I said, I think it's about like him being sick and then at the end of his life or something like that. I heard somebody say exactly what it was, and I told myself I would look it up and have it ready, and I didn't.
I need my friend Carrie when she sign on, so she
gets
out here.
We'll find it in the comments for sure. We ready? I'm going to start it from the beginning.
Oh, that's not the end of it? Okay.
I lay broken on the kitchen floor. I clawed at the laminate. Pain wandered my body, an uninvited guest. Bones of a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker. I cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, 7 my sin. Have you ever felt pain? Stomach wrenching, unrelenting. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? Condescending, muscles clenching. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. I'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal parallax.
Pain.
Am I stopping it too much?
No, I think I'm like Alice. I just fell down the rabbit hole because thank God for the words so I could follow along. But yeah, the music is what is the word? I want to say it's vintage music. I want to say it makes me think almost European medieval. I wouldn't say back. It gives me that feeling. There's a lot of violin. Is that what you think?
I understand what you're talking about, but and I think that's kind of like old religion.
Yeah.
It's in SiNS, so it kind of makes you think of all that sort of crap.
Old England.
Yeah, and basically he's just like on the floor in so much pain and just basically cussing at God, like why?
He's talking about cursing the Lord and everything, child.
Well, we've all been there. Like crying in the bottom of the shower, screaming at God. You've never done that? We all do that, right?
I've never cursed God, child.
No, I mean, I know I've been frustrated and, been upset with God for sure. Or more, even if it's just in a state of like wondering, like, why is this happening? Because, and being more frustrated with that than like, I don't know. I think it's how about folks in the comments or that you come across this, have you ever, cussed out God? I know I have. I don't even know what God or
I better not be saying that on August 8th on the eclipse.
I know, right? Well, wasn't the rapture supposed to happen today?
I told you they say it's supposed to be 8 days after. I don't know, child.
We might not even be able to finish this reaction. We might just disappear as you freeze.
Well, I might rapture. I don't know about you, sweet. Talking about you cursing God, Lord.
Right. Well, enough of that. let's go back a little bit.
A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. I'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal parallax.
Pain.
Pain the author, I accept this. Pain the teacher, bruised apprentice. Pain resisting, pain will come. Pain the mother, I'm the son. Pain that splits you, and too many hits you. The dark and the light will converge to one. Pain that twists you, the heavens dismiss you. The Father, the Ghost, and the Holy Son. Body bagging me. Zip it up quick, get their things on B. I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy, on a matapia. Running up a fever, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grass isn't greener. Bright light seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table of the coroner, E-top for 13 years and I've been feeling so stuck. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the planets combust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept.
I love it.
He's worse than Beyonce stuffing her menzies with the Bible.
No, I mean,
where is these children? This is why I stick to disco.
Right. I think it's great. I mean, I think now in the beginning of this, when it first started, it was back to that level of accepting, like, okay, like I'm in this pain is happening. What am I supposed to learn? Like, like we often learn from pain. Like pain is a touchstone to change oftentimes. And so I think there's an element of him accepting it and recognizing like, okay, fine, God, like I'm in pain or whatever.
Bonnie, it's fine, God. You can go hang yourself. I'm gonna go over here to the dark side of the bridge. And I'm done with that over there. All this light is not working.
What is the fridge?
I'm gonna hold on. That's what I'm hearing, unless my mind is tripping, because that's what I'm thinking homeboy is saying over here, making me be like, Lord, Bonnie.
No, I mean,
down Illuminati.
Oh no, I don't. I guess I don't see it that way. I just see him as like accepting it and being like, okay, fine, let's like bring it on. Like, you know what I mean?
The Father, the little zombies, a whole bunch, and I'm definitely afraid of zombies. He put me in a whole apocalypse in like 3 minutes.
Right. I'm digging it.
Of course you are.
I love the pace. I love the references. I'm excited about it.
Team, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the planets combust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept. I bear witness, watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never deep rest. A bed where I'm always depressed. A bed with the human oppressed. A bed for a tomb where I slept. A bed in the room that's a womb for this mess. Sick boy bitten by a tick boy. Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy, pain is a gift boy. Hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees. And I kneel.
And I kneel. Still.
This is getting me now. I want to see what he kneeled
at the altar of my own disease and I beg. I begged the sky for mercy, mercy never came. Life did me dirty, 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain. Surgeon incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounced the gods when my body went missing. Back then, the pain spray ricochet like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed that was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstain, crime scene, forensic. Lights on, lights on.
You're shaking your head.
What happened to that child?
What?
That child is angry.
Well, he's sick. He was stuck in a bed.
He's definitely sick. It's super intense, and I'm probably gonna get kicked out of the Renegades because I'm a little scared here. Like, I hope that he, like, my thoughts, my intuition, like, did he find salvation in the dark side, or how did he pull through this? Because I'm not seeing him say he reached, like, God comforted him or nothing. All I'm hearing is like 33 ain't, whack this, and the angels got whacked, and I'm like, what?
No, I mean, I'm absolutely loving it. Carrie says, "Oh my God, LOL."
Carrie, oh
my
God, help me, Carrie.
I'm loving every minute. I find it very relatable.
Took me to the dark side.
Oh, come on. This is probably one of my favorites of his.
Of course it is.
Just, I mean, I'm like, I love religious, like, shit and things like that. And I just love it. I love the sound. I love that it's like talking about the pain and, like, I've dealt with illness. I've learned a lot from it. Carrie says it's his faith dying. See?
Thank God for you, Carrie. That's why I know when you come in, you always help me through this. This is why I need my subscribers, because without y'all, Bonnie will help me somewhere.
And David says, illness is my teacher. It broke my smile. My bones feel old. Here lies the body of Ren.
So decipher that for me, David. Is he saying that his spirit is dead now? Or his spirit?
No, in the beginning, that language in the beginning, that's what it says.
Right.
Illness
my bones feel old. Here lies the body of Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need that to be broken down just a little bit more for me, because, I'm thinking that the man is like, okay, my spirit and faith has died. And I think
there's the fighting of it. He said, illness is my teacher. It broke my smile. So, it's like, how life happens. Like, you're living life and life is great and you're just enjoying it. And then bam, life happens and it takes you out of everything. And I think that's what this is expressing and helping. I think it helps. I don't know. It helps me not feel isolated in having those feelings and that frustration. Carrie says, however, his faith is renewed through other songs.
Praise the Lord. Won't he do it, child? Won't he do it, Carrie? Won't he do it?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good to question God. I think it's good to get angry at God. I think sometimes those things have to happen for me in order to really, like, to be honest with how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking, like, and once I can be honest about that stuff, you put the light to the dark, you have to shed light on the dark things in order for them to be better, Joanna says,
hey, Joanna,
we were never promised heaven on earth. The life is a test. It isn't supposed to be easy. Adam and Eve got easy and ruined it for the rest of us. Those bitches.
What's going on?
Right?
What is going on, world?
Well, I mean, depending on what you believe, yeah, right?
Boy, these renegades were something else out here today, Lord.
Right. I don't know. I feel less secure about knowing what happens after this life. Yeah. And so for me, I really want to try to do what I can to make heaven on earth, even if it wasn't promised. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's my drive while I'm living.
But Bonnie, I've never seen you draw a picture and cross out X's on the cute little doll.
Oh, do you want to see my diary?
Do
Do you want to see the stuffed animal I sleep with?
Yeah. Is the head ripped off?
Joanna says, right, I got mad at those two always. Yes.
Right. Really hard shit and extremely vulnerable level. Yes, Carrie. I do agree. Sometimes the world can get very difficult and very and Carrie says, right, Bonnie. I do agree that the world can get very hard and intense, and that we all need a way to go through this, you know, whatever method we need, whatever tools we can use to hold on to our sanity in whatever said little bit of it that we have. But it seemed like baby lost all his and said lights out right here.
Sometimes
it says it right there.
I think he's just expressing the powerless of the moment, you know, and like that's our humanity.
Okay. Is there more to this?
Yes. And Danielle says, I love it. He's talented. He's a talented poet, and you can feel the emotion in his story, and his beats musically connect the lyrics. Yep. 100.
Okay, Danielle. I think that's great. I didn't know that about you, but okay. That's nice to know that you're connecting to the dark side.
I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised at what is it about you that's so scary? What is it that's so scary to you?
Well, I've had difficult times in my life. Maybe I got rose-colored glasses on, and I have faith in humanity and the world, and that we're all going to sing Kumbaya at the end of days. You know, that's just me. That's how I've always looked at things, even in my darkest points. I've gotten beat up, and, you know, I've been, what's the word I want to say? Assaulted in New York when I lived in New York. Two dudes jumped me, beat the hell out of me, broke my nose. You know what I mean? Totally gay bashed me or whatever have you. And to this day, and I knew his family. I was upstairs hanging out with this kid's family. We lived in the same building. I guess he got some stuff into him and whatever. I even dropped the charges on him because I didn't want to see a young man that had so much hate and disrespect for someone like me, who had the power to put him behind bars. I chose not to because I believe that there can be a change. Yes, Carrie girl, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, well, and
I didn't press charges against him because I believe that people sometimes don't know how to, you know.
Well, violence is transmitted, so that violence was put into him, and then if you don't transform that pain, you will transmit it, and so that's I don't necessarily believe in like. I think the idea that you didn't press charges and you dealt with it in a different way. To me personally, I feel like that's a better way. I don't think our criminal system, I don't know. I just don't think that.
Well, the state picked them back up.
But I don't think that would have helped. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that would have that wouldn't have been healing, potentially healing. Maybe your forgiveness.
Healing for me.
Yeah, but I mean for him. In you doing this, actually, maybe, you know, forgiveness, that sort of thing, I think maybe would have more impact on him than getting thrown in jail or having to pay some fines or something.
Yeah, I don't believe in hate. I believe that even though it is there, I don't have to accept it in my heart. Because I could have been a crazy bitch, like, oh, finna go all my homies and we finna go over here and we finna knock some shit out. But I chose not to do that.
Yeah, well, and I think the whole Jenny and like spoiler alert, like I think the whole thing about Jenny and Screech and all that is all about this idea of violence and generational violence and how it just gets transmitted from one to the other, and until somebody breaks the cycle, it's just going to continue on and on.
Preach on, sister. Okay.
Danielle says to me he has a similar in his lyrical expression to Eminem. Yeah, some people have said that. Even in his little mind and high REN, he mentioned that as well.
He's so cute.
Yep. And then Carrie says, however, some people experience dark self-hate. Yes. Yeah. And hurt people hurt
Hurt people
people.
hurt people.
And
I've
I
heard
think
that a lot too.
I think
Gotta give you
healed,
one of these for that one.
right? But
Because
healed
hurt
people
hurt people, Carrie. That's true.
healed people heal people too.
I like that too, Bonnie. I'm gonna give you one, girl.
Anywho, we need to get back to the music, I think.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
But here we go.
We got one more to go too, right?
Oops. Here we go.
Fame out of God's grace, cried tears from heaven like clapping. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstained crime scene forensic. Lights on, lights out. Fade into the background. So down, running from the silhouette of self-doubt. By now, really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out. Smackdown. Let it be, quote John Lennon. Click clack, John got shot for attention. What does that tell you about the good of intentions? Bitterness formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagining heaven. Martin Luther, Mahatma, or dead. 6-6 followed by 6 and 7. Build them, praise them, bury them, dead. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart isn't half righteous, half is down and half a gram. Hard though troubles and thoughts stay darker than Urukai master plan. Sharper than glass shards, splinter and cinnamon. Irony could kill a man. He makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down Parmesan. Followed by
Parmesan. How you doing? Just checking in. I don't think you could take this all in one blow. I think we have to give you a little break.
Okay. The graphics, the red and black with the white wording. And then I'm catching some words here, the 6-6, and then I'm trying not to focus on the darker things that he's saying in these videos and try to hear some enlightenment of some kind of. I'm not finding it.
Yep.
Cheddar.
Cheese
Cheddar.
is the money.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. There's so much. Yeah, like he's able to put so much in it. Like,
and Parmesan. What's Parmesan? Less than cheese?
Right. Well, it works. I'm still processing everything that was said, but it does make sense. It is really about the world also. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel that's where it's going into a little bit more now, is really talking about like the world for sure, and being mad at it.
Like, oh my God, make it stop. Make it stop.
All right, here we go.
Darker than Urukai master plan. Sharper than glass shards, splinter and cinnamon. Irony could kill a man. He makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down Parmesan. Followed by 7 whole sins for a self-made Armageddon. Sin 1, pride. Pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. Sin 2, lust makes the grass look greener. Crucifies trust. Sin 3, gluttony. Humans consume and consume. Planet Earth gets a frontal lobotomy. 4, sloth. Rinse and repeat. Reruns, repeat. Time lost. Sin 5, envy. That's when one man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath, rage, vengeance, killers, psychopath. Sin 7, greed. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. If we take what we need and take more than we need, then our oceans will bleed. Still we feed and we feed and we sleep and repeat. Then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the meat. We inherit this world that we bruise and we beat. We inherit this vanity, so because of creeds. Inherit the liars, the murderous thieves. One sin for every one day of the week.
Well, good thing. Okay, so don't do that to me again. Also, I can relate to the 7 sins because, as you know, in recovery, Bonnie and I are in recovery, and we have to do a 4th step where we have to write down in our life from our past and what's going on in our lives today about all of the things that have affected us through the 7 daily sins that we have to take inventory on. And then we have a 5th step where we speak to our sponsors and we talk about these things and how they affect us. All the 7 laid across. You're familiar with? You've done your step work, Bonnie. You've been sober for how long now?
15 years.
You call me old. So anyways, I can understand how my friend Danielle, who's also on the live tonight. Thank God she decided to join us one of these days.
Right.
She also made it a point that everyone in the world needs to do a 4th step. I think if everybody took the time to do a 4th step and focus on these 7 deadly sins and make sure and see where we fall short and try to be better people and try to learn from that. I think that's a great thing. So as far as that video goes, I'm going to say it was very educational.
Well, maybe it's that process of taking an inventory, that whole video.
I'm going to take your word for it, sweetie, because that's what I got from it. Praise God.
I love it. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and there's just so much for my brain to chew on. Like I could listen to it over and over and just catch new things. And I don't know, for me, I dig it. I really relate to it in so many ways. I was listening
to that in the street and I had some headphones on, I'd probably go up to somebody and slap the shit out of them. Just because the music made me do it.
Right. Blame it on the music.
It was Ren. Ren made me do it.
Right. Ren has been really helpful in my own healing.
Really? How so?
Like coming across high Ren is what really like, and being able to relate with that back and forth in your mind and like, but still having hope. Like, I mean, I needed that in that moment when I found that video. I was like, this is it. Like, it just gave me hope that, I can't explain it, but there was just this idea that there's a moment of like, life can be hard and maybe even, I don't know, it just, for whatever reason, I got hope from it. And that made me really want to learn more about him and his work.
Does going to confession work? Yeah, that's exactly what a fifth step is going to confession. But I would write it all down. All the people in the world that have heard you or that you felt like you've run across, write a chart on your, look up, Google fourth step. And it'll help you make those, you'll be a bitch afterwards after you get it all out, but you'll definitely feel a hell of a lot better taking it to confession.
Well, and I think the magic is talking it to another human, because I think we can tell it to ourselves. We can write it down. We could even like give it to God. But I think that there's something that happens also when we share it with another human being, because what I think that does is I think that saves us from the shame. And it allows us to walk around in the world a little more open and maybe with our head held high.
Yes. And there was something that my sponsor told me that, okay, Joanna says, absolutely. The big book is basically just a guide to get spiritually healthy. Yes. And I pray Ren used it because Lord Jesus. But he's now sober, isn't he? That's fantastic.
No,
I think
I don't think recovery is part of his story.
I thought,
but I don't. Well, he doesn't
part of his story, or that he doesn't use. Or
like he mentioned when we watched the last video, at the end he said like he had his last like he stopped. He's not like sober, but he definitely doesn't drink like he used to.
Okay.
I do recall him saying something about that, but going through the stuff that he's gone through in life, I don't know. I feel like, we happened to come across like 12 steps, or we needed to get sober or go through recovery to learn spiritually what we've learned and to gain strength. And not everybody has to do it that way. There's so many ways that we can come to understand ourselves more.
Therapists.
There's therapists, there's, I think life happens in a way that causes us to change,
I recommend everybody that's watching figure out what a fourth step is. Find someone that you can share that information with. So like my sponsor told me, now I have it and I'm going to carry that for you, and you don't have to carry that around with you anymore. And that was the best thing that had saved me. And because of that, I grew into my own loving self. I now love myself, because before I was like Ren, I was just going like a bat out of hell. So I can relate that way.
Carrie says, Ren is a chosen healer. Thank you. I actually really needed to hear this. He started a big conversation. Definitely. And for me, I think the elements of him battling with mental health, with spiritual shit, with like the physical, like our body. I think it just speaks to all of the parts of ourselves. If you want to get religious, the mind, like this, the body, the spirit, and the I don't know, whatever else. But like I feel like he covers all those bases. Danielle says, I think you need to do an episode on the fourth step. Well,
sure. I think that's a great idea.
Right. Only after the first and second and third.
Right. We can't just do the fourth step. We got to do the whole 12. If we're going to do it, we're going to do a whole 12 and 12. No.
Do it in order.
Right.
Well, I mean, and I think that's the key is I think any of us would benefit to kind of just stop and look around and really take an assessment of our life.
Yes.
Before moving forward or as we move forward so that we can begin to have a different experience.
And have those healing conversations. Yes. Yes.
Carrie's laughing at you.
She's laughing at you.
No, she's laughing at you.
Laughing with me, right?
I'm her favorite, remember?
No. She says she likes us both the same. Like,
yeah, I know. That's what she says publicly.
No, what she did say, two sisters that used to be misters. That's what she said.
Love that. I know we have to get merch.
That,
we need merch. Sisters used to be misters.
Sisters who used to be misters.
Yes, that's our merch. We're gonna have to give Carrie royalties.
Yes, Carrie, you get royalties on that one.